Did you know that Americans spend $6 billion on Halloween alone? This is about $19 for every man, woman, and child in America. While we all know of Halloween, do any of us know the history or customs associated with it? Today, we'll learn the history as well as where some of the more common customs came from, such as costumes and pumpkins. According to History.com, you can trace Halloween back 2,000 years to an event called Samhain. The Celts, who lived in ancient and modern day Scotland, Ireland, and the British Isles, would gather together on the 31st to celebrate Samhain, which was their New Year celebration. They believed that on this day, the line between the living and the dead became blurred, and ghosts were able to cross back over onto Earth. They also believed that the Druids were better able to make predictions about the future because of the presence of ghosts. Samhain was also a religious holiday. The Druids, which were their priests, would also gather together and make large bonfires for animal and crop sacrifices. However, after 43 AD, Rome conquered most of the Celtic territories, and several of their holidays merged with Samhain. The first holiday that merged was Lima. It was a day in late October to commemorate the passing of lost ones. The second day was a celebration for a goddess. The goddess was Pomona, and she was the goddess of fruit and trees. Her symbol was an apple, and this is how bobbing for apples came about. Now that we know some of the history about Halloween, let's look more into costumes. According to PioneerRead.com, the costumes were contributed by 3 different cultures. The first culture to help contribute the costumes was the Celtics. When they gathered for their celebration of Samhain, they would wear animal hides and heads in order to help protect them from harmful spirits, much like this one. The second culture that helped contribute to Halloween was the British. The British believed that ghosts roamed on the streets and couldn't come inside. So if a person had to go outside, it would be best if they dressed up in costume to trick the spirits. The third was the French. The French rejuvenated the dance macabre. The original dance macabre was during the plague. People would gather together in costume to try and trick the plague from getting them. The original outfit for the dance macabre was a black robe and hat that was eerily similar to a Grim Reaper, but it also came with a mask that had protruding bird beak. Now the second dance macabre, however, wasn't used to trick the plague, but rather the demons and the spirits on Earth. Now we know a little bit more about Halloween. Let's look at pumpkins. According to the website Mental Floss, pumpkins came about because of some unexplained flickers of light, as well as a story. Now, when a plant decomposes, it releases a flammable gas. Now, when this gas comes in contact with either heat or electricity, it ignites, thus causing a flicker. So whenever someone looked out across a bog or a marsh, they would notice these tiny, unexplained flickers of light, and they would try to explain it the best way that they could, with a story. The story that they created was called Stingy Jack. Stingy Jack was a trickster, and he loved to trick everyone. One day, he even tricked the devil. He tricked the devil to climb up a tall apple tree. While the devil was climbing, he placed tiny little crosses all around the tree in order to prevent the devil from climbing down. Thus, the devil was stuck. After a while, Stingy Jack decided to let the devil go, but only on 2 conditions. The first condition was that the devil could never seek revenge on him again. The second, was that he could never claim his soul to hell. After they parted ways, Stingy Jack died, and he went to go try to get into heaven. The devil said that he was not good enough on earth, and that he had to go to hell. When he arrived at hell, the devil remembered his promise and would not allow him to enter. So he was sentenced to wander earth for all of eternity in darkness. But the devil did do one good thing. He gave Stingy Jack an ember from hell. Now, what Jack did with this ember is that he carved out a turnip and he placed the glowing ember inside in order to make a lantern and guide his way through the night. So whenever someone saw an unexplained light, they would say it was Jack of the Lantern, which eventually became shortened to jack-o'-lantern. Today, people can make them out of radishes, beets, and gourds. They are called vegetable lanterns. They use these to keep the spirits at bay at night. Children would also use these to try and trick their friends into believing that they were also a ghost. Now we know a little bit more about America's second favorite holiday. Halloween can be traced back to 2,000 years ago, an event called Samhain. Costumes were contributed by the Celtics, the British, as well as the French. And finally, pumpkins came about because of some flammable smoke gas. It's always important to know the reason why you celebrate, even if it is a national holiday. So let's keep this 2,000-year-old celebration alive by dressing up, carving a pumpkin, or gorging on some candy. The ancient Celts would be proud.